Okay, how you guys doing today? This is Mr. Hunt. Today we're going to continue in the area of statistics, but we're going to talk about um, finding the mean, the median, the mode, and the range of a set of data. Before I start this off, I'll let you know if you're watching this, then chances are you probably did not tune in at 12 o'clock to see me teach it, because I will be teaching this live at 12 o'clock on Monday. I'm going to try to teach every day this week at 12 o'clock. So this video will be just an add-on to what I will be teaching. All right, so here we go. All right, so today you're going to learn how to calculate the mean, the median, the mode, and the range of a set of data. Okay, we've been looking at data. Okay, we're looking at what we call statistical data. Remember, statistical data means that I can take into account that I'm going to have more than one answer. Okay, now so I'm going to follow here in the reading. We often think about a set of data in terms of the measure of the center. What is the measure of the center of this data? I have all these data points. What is the measure of the center? We can use a number of tools to measure the center of the data. Okay, so three of the tools you can use to measure the center of the data is the median, the mean, the median, and the mode. All of those are a measure of the center of the data. The range is not a measure of the center of data. The range is actually a measure of the variation. How much does something vary? How much does something differ? So measuring the center, you will be using the mean, the median, and the mode. But to measure the variation, you will be using the range. There are other things you can do to measure the variation as well. Okay, but the measures of the center. Okay, now, so let's go ahead and start. Now, so I'm going to give you a plot to look at today. This is a line plot or a dot plot. And this is a plot that shows the number of movies watched by teachers during spring break. Okay, so my number will be probably past 6. Okay, but let's say, so we had a teacher that watched one movie. We had two teachers. We had two teachers. The dot represents the number of teachers. Okay. The bottom line of this graph here is the number of movies. So you're getting the number of movies here, and the dots represent how many teachers. So you had two teachers that watch two movies. You had 4 teachers that watch 3 movies. Remember, number of movies is here on this bottom line. This is number of movies, okay? Number of movies is here. Okay, now, so I have 1 teacher that watched 1 movie, 2 teachers that watch 2 movies, 4 teachers that watch 3 movies. I have 1 teacher that watched 4 movies and 1 teacher that watched 6 movies, okay? So remember, the dots is the number of people or the frequency that happens or occurs, and the bottom line tells you the number of movies. Okay, so here we go. Looking at this, I put together my data. I created my data set. 1, 6, 4 came. I have 1 teacher that watched 4 movies, so I put a 4 down there. I have 2 teachers that watched 2 movies, so I put 2. I had 4 teachers that watched 3 movies, so I put 3. Okay, so here's my data: 1, 6, 4, 2, 3, 3. Now, so let's look at some things here. The first thing, we're measuring the centers of this data. Here is your data right here. This is all your data that I got from that dot plot, okay? This is your data, okay? 1 teacher watched 1 movie, 2 teachers watched 2 movies, 4 teachers watched 3 movies, so I put 3, okay? Now, the mean is often referred to as the average, okay? The mean is found by dividing the sum of the data, add up the data, and you divide it by how many data pieces you have or data items, okay? Also, the mean basically is the average, or it is the balance point for a data set. So imagine I was trying to balance this pen. Imagine I had a bunch of numbers over here, a bunch of numbers over here. There has to be a center point that I could balance this point. It is the balance point I could balance this whole pen. That would be like finding the mean, the balancing point for all your data. What is the average of all your data, okay? So I added up all my data. My data is 1 plus 6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 and all this stuff. I get 27. So the sum of it is 27. How many data points or data pieces do I have? You have 9 numbers up there. So that is 9. So to find the mean, it would be the sum divided by the number of data pieces. So that's 27 divided by 9. 27 divided by 9 is 3. That is my mean. I just found my mean. Add up all your data. How many data points do you have? You take the sum and divide it by how many points you have. You found the mean. So the mean of this data up here is 3. Got it? Okay, now, next one. Now we're going to measure another thing, a measurement of the center, called the median. The median is the center value of the data. It's different from the mean. The mean is the average, but the median is the center value of the data. So what do? We find the median by lining up the data from least to greatest. So line up your data from least to greatest and determine the middle number. What is the middle number? So this is easy if you have an odd set of numbers. If I have 5 numbers, the middle number would be the third one. I got 2 on this side, 2 on that side. The middle one have to be the third one. So that's easy. But what about when you have an even set of numbers? So let's keep going. Here we go. The median. Remember, when there are 2 middle numbers, we use the mean of those 2 numbers. So when you have an odd set of numbers, you just pick the middle number. That is the median. If I got 5 numbers, put them in order from least to greatest, and then pick the one that's in the middle. So let's look at that. Here's a number. Here's the data that I have from above. 1, 6, 4, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, all this stuff, right? I put them in order from least to greatest. And then I notice that I have 4 over here. And then I have 4 over here, right? So the middle would be right there. That is 3. So the median of my data is 3. Because I have 9 numbers, the median would be the 5th number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the middle number is 5. It's the 5th number. If you have 5 numbers, the middle would be the 3rd. If you have 7, the middle would be the what? The 4th number. But put them in order from least to greatest first. Don't forget that. This is when you have an odd set of values. 7. I have 5 numbers that I'm dealing with. 7 numbers. I have 9. I have 11. Those are easy to find the middle. But what about when you have an even set of numbers? Let's go here. Now, I'm looking here. I have data which Mr. Hunt created. 1, 6, 4, 2, 3, and 5. I'm putting them in order from least to greatest. And now I'm trying to find the middle number. Here's the problem. I have 2 numbers here. I have 2 numbers there. So my middle is right here. Because this is an even set of numbers. You have 6 numbers here. So when you have 6 numbers, the middle would be 3 and 4. You have 2 middle numbers here. So now what do you have to do to find the median? Before, if I have an odd set of numbers, you just pick the middle one after you put them in order from least to greatest. So here, what do? Here, add up the 2 middle numbers. So my 2 middle numbers are 3 and 4. I'm going to add them up. 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, cool with that, Mr. Hunt. Now, how many data pieces do you have? I have 2 numbers. So the sum of those 2 numbers is 7. I have 2 of them. So divided by how many numbers you have. 7 divided by my 2 middle numbers give me a median of 3.5. So this is when you have an even set of numbers, okay? When you have an even set of numbers, then you have to calculate the median this way, okay? Even. This is for even set of numbers. The other one is for odd. I'm going to go back up there and write that up there, okay? This is for when you have an odd set of numbers. Notice right here, Mr. Hunt had 9 odd. Oh, man, having a hard time writing odd. Okay, odd set of numbers, okay? Now, that means that here I have 9 numbers. There I had 6, okay? So let's keep going. That is the mean, the median. Now we're going to the next one, the mode. First thing you need to know, what is the mode, Mr. Hunt? First of all, it's a measurement of the center, which is what all of these 3 are. The mean, the mode, the median are measurements of center, okay? But the mode, by further definition, is the value that occurs the most often. So what number are you seeing appear and appear and appear? If I say, 100 people got, out of 50 people on my test, 30 of them got 100, then the mode, chances are, is probably 100. A lot of people, what number or what value is occurring the most? That would be the mode. So you need to know this. If there is more than one number that occurs with the same frequency, a data set may have more than one mode. That means you can have more than one mode. Maybe I got 10 people that got 100. I got 10 people that have 90 and the rest. So now I got 2 modes, okay? What numbers occurring the most? So first thing I like to do is always put my data in order from least to greatest. I did that. And I'm looking at this data here What number is occurring the most? Well, you have 2 shows up 2 times, but here, this has to be the mode right here because 3 shows up 4 times. That is the number or the value that occurs the most. So remember, you can have more than one mode. You can have one mode. You can have more than one mode, and you can have no mode. Okay. So in this value, this is one mode. Okay. This example is one mode. The next example is when you have more than one mode. Okay. This is one mode. Let's keep going. Here we go. Example number 2. Here's my value. Mr. Hunt created this data. It's different from the data on the previous problem. I put it in order from greatest to least. I notice, 2 is showing up 2 times. 3 is showing up 2 times as well. Those are 2 numbers show up the most. So my mode here is 2 and 3. It is the numbers that are occurring the most. So here, this has more than one mode. More than one mode, okay? More than one mode. This is how you calculate when you have more than one mode. More than one, okay? And Mr. Hunt is struggling with this little stencil here. And bear with me, more than one. I'm writing worse on this thing than I did in class, okay? More than one, okay? Now, here we go. So how can I have no mode? Well, let's look at example 3. Example 3 is no mode. I have 6 numbers here. I put them in order from least to greatest, but all of them, looking at them, all of them appear one time. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. There is no mode here. Okay, so this is for no mode. Okay, no mode. Bam. And I'm writing this a lot better now. I'm still not getting used to the stencil, but getting used to the stencil. But anyway, all right, here we go. Next one. This is the range. The range is really not a measurement of center. It's a center. It's a measurement of the variation. And the range is real easy to find. The range is found by calculating the difference between greatest and the least value. What is your greatest value here? Well, in this data, I'm looking, and you can put them in order from least to greatest. It's up to you for range. I always put all my data in order from least to greatest, okay? Now, my least number here looks like 1. My greatest number here looks like 6, and you subtract the greatest from the least. 6 minus 1 is 5, so my range is 5. Range is just you subtracting the greatest number, greatest value from the least value, and you are done with that. So, in your work today, first of all, I need you to make sure that you are going into clever.com and logging in before you go to IXL. All the statistics work will be done in IXL, but you have to go to clever.com first. Some of you are going to IXL, but you're not logged in, and so I'm not getting record that you did your work. Go to clever.com first. Make sure that you see your name at the top. Once you go into clever.com and go into IXL, make sure you see your name in the top right-hand corner of IXL. If you don't see your name, then you're not logged in, and Mr. Hunt is not recording your data, and I got to say that you are missing your work and it's incomplete. Okay, now, so knowing that, I'll do one more example, but I'm going to go fast. Here we go. This says, find the mean, median, mode, and range of the following data. Here is the data. Below are the scores of Mr. Hunt's last 5 tests in college. Okay, now, one test I got 85, one test I got a 90, a 72, 88, 92. So first of all, put them in order from least to greatest. Always do that. How many data pieces do I have? How many sets of data do I have? I have 5 numbers here, okay? So now what is the sum of all of them? The sum of them is 427. I just like to get this stuff out the way. Put them in order from least to greatest. Write down how many numbers you actually have, and then write down the sum. That way, when you start calculating the other things, it's easy. So what is the mean? The mean is the sum divided by the number of data points you have or data pieces you have. 427 is my sum. I got 5 numbers. 427 divided by 5, I get 85.4. So my mean is 85.4. Bam, done. The median. The median is put them in order from least to greatest, remember, and pick the middle number. In this case, I have 5 numbers. So that's an odd set of numbers, so it's easy to find the median. The median is just the middle one. So in order from least to greatest, looking at this, the middle, I have 2 here, 2 there, so the median has to be right there, 88. The middle number, it's the middle number. Now, I showed you earlier, if you have 2 middle numbers, then you have to calculate the median differently, okay? Now, let's keep going. The mean, the mode. The mode is which number occurs the most. often. It's repeated the most. There is no mode. I have no number. All the numbers only appear once, so no mode. I told you can have one mode, more than one mode, or no mode. Okay. Now the range. The range is real simple. It's the greatest value minus the smallest value. My greatest value is 92. My lowest value, so 92 right here. My lowest value is 72. 92 minus 72 is 20, so my range is 20. Easy calculation. So you'll be doing your IXL assignment, calculating the mean, the mode, and the median and the range. And you can always refer back to this video if you need help. You're welcome to use a calculator for this work. I don't expect you to be able to do right. The first thing I want you to do, remember, write down all your data values. Put them in order from least to greatest. Add the sum up and write down how many numbers you actually have. You write that down, then you can go like this to calculate the other four things that you need, okay? I'll say it again. Write down all the data values, put them in order from least to greatest. Then calculate, add the sum, find out what the sum is, and how many numbers you actually have, okay? Write those four things down, and then it's easy to calculate everything else, okay? All right, you guys have a wonderful day. And I'll be giving shout outs in the class when I'm actually teaching at 12 o'clock, okay? Love you guys, missing you guys. I hope you guys are doing your best during this time that we are in. But hey, we gotta do what we got, okay? All right, keep it up. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me. 708-738-6763. 708-738-6763. All right, out, Mr. Hunt.